Sanya Gragg, and I write books for children. I have written 4 picture books, 1 coloring book, and I have several works in progress, including my first YA novel, which I'm very excited about, stepping out of my comfort zone just a little bit. But a little bit about myself. I am originally from Nashville, Tennessee, born and raised there. I currently reside just north of Chicago, but I've lived all over the country. I worked for about 10 years in sports marketing and athletics. I worked as an assistant for best-selling author Elin Harris. And I've also worked as a school-based therapist and a school social worker. So a lot of work with children, which really has inspired me to write books. It's something that I'm very proud of. And just knowing, I think that the words that I write can change a child's life or change the trajectory of a child's life is very inspirational to me. To know that kids can see characters that look like them is huge for me as well. So I hope to continue writing for many, many more years to come. My very first book is called Mama, Did You Hear the News? And it is definitely the one that I'm most known for. It's the one that got the most media attention on a national scale. Starred review from the School Library Journal. It was in Kirkus Reviews, Huffington Post, and several big time news media outlets. And I think really because of the subject matter. So it is based on the conversation that we've been having in the Black community for years, known as the talk. And it's the conversation that we have with our kids on what to do if you're approached by law enforcement. And so I kind of took my knowledge of working with kids and understanding that in order for them to remember something, it's great if you put it in a song or a chant or a catchy phrase. And so I thought from the perspective of a parent, what is our main goal? And that is to make sure that our children come home alive. So I took the word alive and just came up with 5 things to remember if you're ever approached by police. And it was really inspired by my 2 sons, Philip and Avery, and just real fears that they had regarding the police. Because I also wanted to make sure that in my book, I emphasize that all police are not bad. The book is not anti-police. It is anti-police brutality. But I wanted to make sure that I stressed that as well. So again, it's a conversation we've been having in our community for decades. It's a conversation that is not necessarily for Black parents and Black children. It's just one that we've continued to have in our community. I think this book is kind of a great rule of thumb for any parent to talk to their child about what they can do if they're approached by law enforcement. So far, I think as a mom, my biggest accomplishment is my children. My 2 sons are young adults now, and I think I say that because I think my goal in life, at least when it comes from the perspective of being a mom, is to raise good humans. And I feel like at the core, they're really good people. I think if we all kind of lead with that in our parenting skills and just try to raise good humans, regardless of what they decide to do career-wise or school-wise, are they empathetic? Do they really care about other people? Do they do the right thing, when no one's watching? Do they have integrity? And so I think just raising kids who are good humans, that's one of my main goals and definitely my biggest accomplishment so far. Something that I find particularly challenging, I think when you write, you want to be as authentic as possible. But I think sometimes as a writer, we do tend to wonder, well, what will other people think? Do I have to be politically correct? So I struggle with that a little bit because I do believe in writing from true perspectives and just being as real as possible. That's more important to me right now than book sales. And so I think some people would probably see that as a little more of a challenge. I felt like that was a challenge initially, but now I really just write right from the heart, and I'm authentic and I'm real and I'm genuine. And if people can relate and think that, that their kids can benefit from the book, I hope they'll buy it. But I don't get so caught up on everybody's opinion, because at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to please everyone. And so I just try to be as real as possible.